Honey,
we have things to discuss.
hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin and I'm passionate about beauty, skincare, lifestyle and wellness. So if that sounds like it's up your alley, please be sure to subscribe. So today's video is exciting. I am going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions on the Fenty Skin products. So this was absolutely, I think this is one of the most hugely awaited and kind of hyped drops of the year. Like, we all knew it was coming, we just didn't know when. Super exciting. What she's going to bring, she's going to give us, you know, a whole range. She's going to give us this, she's going to give us that. So of course, as soon as the kind of website launched, I was straight on there. I managed to get myself onto the pre-release list. So I ordered my products, I think it was like end of July, because you got like a day early access or something like that. So I ordered my products July and they took forever. They took forever. I actually toyed with the idea that Rihanna had forgotten me. How rude. Just kidding. I thought my package has been lost. Like, it literally took three and a half weeks to arrive, which I understand. Obviously we've got the big C going around, so that's affecting delivery times, and you know, people are busy and it's a huge launch and lots of products are going here and lots of products are going left, right and center all over the world. However, darling, you really scared me. So when my products finally arrived, I was super excited. I tried not to watch anybody else's reviews or kind of videos so I didn't become biased, and I've now been using the products for about 2 weeks. So this isn't like, this may not be like my final opinion on the products, but I'm gonna give you like my first impressions and first few uses. I think 2 weeks is, obviously, as I said in my previous video, you have to give products about 4 weeks to actually see any visible, meaningful results. So just bear that in mind. Obviously, it's not been 4 weeks yet. Fenty Skin obviously sent their products to a number of beauty and skincare influencers to kind of give their opinions and kind of basically do promo for the brand. So as the products were launched and released to us common folk, a lot of these beauty influencers, skincare influencers were doing their own videos and summaries of the products. I tried my hardest not to watch anybody's because I didn't want to be biased at all. So all of the opinions in this video will be truthful, as always, from me and completely my own. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, I just wanted to do a little shout out. This is super boring, but I wanted to talk about the packaging. My package came by Yodel. Now, Yodel aren't that bad. I'm glad it wasn't Hermes, because if it's Hermes, then yeah, sad. It wasn't bad at all. It just took a really long time. It could have been customs. It could have been obviously the C word. It could have been a lot of things, like a lot of orders were made and whatever. So things take a while to process a package and get out for delivery. Fair enough. I will say, and I just want to shout out, this is super boring, nobody cares, but I really liked how the products were packaged. They came in this, obviously it's a brown box, but you know, it's Rihanna, so she's gonna like give us a little something extra. So inside is like, they've got this really cute like pastel-y Fenty Beauty motif, and in the side it's got all the socials and stuff. I just thought this was a really nice touch. I like packaging. I do like packaging. Nobody cares about this but me, but I thought I'd just shout it out anyway. Now I've finished talking about that incredibly boring box, I think I should start to get down to business and start talking about what we really came here for. So the products. At present, the line comes with 3 products. So it really gives you a kind of 1, 2, 3 step skincare routine. You've got your cleanser, you've got like a toner and a moisturizer, which for me is a little bit less than I usually use. but for somebody who's just starting out or somebody who wants to strip things back to basics, it's a really great option for you. So I wanted to show you the actual products before I start actually doing the review and breakdown of each. So we have the Total Cleanser, the Fat Water, and I think this is called the Hydra Moisturizer with SPF 30. I just want to talk about how Fenty Skin say that they are earth conscious, and these kind of stickers came on the Fat Water and also in the box for the Hydra Moisturizer. So what that means is the products were produced kind of as sustainably as possible, and most of the products, the packaging can be recycled, which is fantastic. And that kind of, yeah, that was another win for me. Yeah, so this actual this tube packaging, separate from the lid, can be recycled. The Fat Water can be recycled, the bottle and the cap apparently. And with the Hydra, the actual cartridge can be replaced. So these get refills, and then you keep the same plastic packaging, which I think is fantastic, and conducive towards less waste, which I think we all should be kind of aiming towards, because we're killing the planet. Okay, first up on the list is the Fenty Skin Total Cleanser, which is supposed to be a 2-in-1 makeup remover cleanser. Lip gloss. So, thoughts. This is thick. Ooh, she's thick. Yes, how can I not mention this? So, with the cleanser, it's not got a cap that you remove, it's like a twist and squeeze kind of situation, which is not new, but I think it's very innovative, and it makes sure that you have kind of mess-free, quick, and yeah, easy application. So the cleanser itself is kind of thick, as I mentioned. It's this very kind of light pink, almost peachy kind of colour. And it's, in my opinion, it's kind of like a creamy oil cleanser. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically it activates with water. I'm just going to get some water now so you can see. And you kind of rub it up into, I don't know, I wouldn't quite say this is the lather, but it activates it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So the first time that I actually use the cleanser, I use it with just a face of moisturizer and SPF, and I was really pleasantly surprised how well it cleansed the skin, and there was no drying, which I was kind of not anticipating. Whenever I use a new cleanser, I'm like, oh, it's gonna dry my skin out. No, it didn't. The way it left my skin, I described in my own way as leaving my skin 50% squeaky clean. Now, this probably doesn't make any sense for most people, but squeaky clean is like, you know, when your skin feels like dry, there's no moisture, it's just like the Sahara, which can be nice, but Sahara is not always good. Sahara can be too dry. You know, when you use a cleanser which completely strips your skin of moisture while it cleanses your skin, that's what I would call like squeaky clean. This was like a 50% squeaky clean feeling, as in my skin felt clean but not devoid of moisture. Like, it actually was, I'm going to say mildly, I'm not going to over exaggerate, it's mildly hydrating. So that's not bad at all. And also I found when I used my cotton pad and my toner after, whichever toner it was I was going to use, there was no kind of residue. There was none of that. So I felt very reassured that the cleanser had done a good job at, you know, cleaning my skin. Yeah, now as the product is marketed as a 2-in-1 makeup remover, I personally found that it did a good job at removing my makeup. However, some people on the internet are saying like they use it to double cleanse, as in that will be their double cleanse, as in they will just use the total cleanser to remove their makeup and then they'll skip off into the sunset. No, thank you. I would still use a kind of gentler face cleanser after as my double cleanse, but if I was in a bit of a pinch or I was traveling, I think that I would feel confident just to use this as a makeup remover. In essence, you splash your face with water, then you would use this and it kind of emulsifies your makeup. So in essence, it's pretty much like an oil cleanser. And I think, yeah, I mean, I'm still going to use my same routine of using maybe this or another oil cleanser and then a gentle cleanser, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. So the Total Cleanser is not full of any spectacular or active ingredients. It is full of antioxidants from, I think it's fruit-based antioxidants, which are never a bad thing to have within your skincare and are really good for like anti-aging and renewing the skin. I'm kind of going to address now the elephant in the room that everybody who has used Fenty Skin has been talking about, and that is the fragrance. So this does have fragrance in it. In fact, all of the products have fragrance in them. Now, I think where everybody's been talking about the fragrance, people are like up in arms about it, and you don't necessarily have to be, unless you're somebody who has sensitive skin or you know that you are allergic to or have a reaction to specific fragrances. You don't really need to be that fussed. I mean, I wasn't overly bothered about the fragrance, as in, when I say that, I mean, did we need it, sis? Did we need it? No, I would be fine without it. According to the website, as this is packed full of cherry and coconut, this smells like cherry and coconut. I personally think that is a no. It smells very, I can't put my name on this. It smells kind of like milky, candy, flossy kind of situation. It's very sweet in essence. It's very sweet. But it doesn't smell like natural. I don't know. I don't think I can smell coconut. No, I don't. Fragrance in itself is not bad, but it can be irritating for some people, and I think that's why a lot of people were kind of it's got a fragrance, unless you're very sensitive or you know that your skin is highly irritable to certain fragrances. You don't really need to freak out. As I'm talking about the cleanser specifically, I don't think you really need to worry, because you're going to wash it off after like 1 minute anyway. It's not going to be like staying on your skin for hours upon hours. It's okay. Relax. As a final kind of pointer, the Total Cleanser is oil free, and as I said before, for me it was mildly hydrating, so I think that I would recommend this to most skin types. I think even for people with dry skin, this would add a bit of moisture, and I have, you know, read some reviews where people with dry skin have said this has been hydrating for their skin. So I wouldn't say that this is a bad product at all. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. And I think, not that I use a lot of cleanser, but I've been using this for 2 weeks and it doesn't feel like I've used any. So I think this is definitely going to last me a while. I think this is a good investment. Next is the Fat Water. This is apparently a toner serum. So this supposedly targets dark spots, uneven skin tone, the look of pores and oiliness, whilst also hydrating the skin. I think I could agree with those claims. As I did say before, I've only used this for 2 weeks, so more long-term use is required to determine the veracity of those kind of claims. However, you've got cherry in here, which is high in vitamin C and antioxidants. You've also got niacinamide in here, so I could see where those kind of claims come from. But I think at least 4 to 6 weeks of use, I would start to see those improvements. It also has witch hazel water in here. Now, if you haven't been in the skincare world for long, you may not be aware of the witch hazel slander that there is on the internet. Witch hazel is an astringent. It's kind of more natural than like alcohol, but again, very drying. So most people aren't really here for witch hazel like that anymore. So the Fat Water itself has, I love that name as well, by the way, Fat Water, love that. So the packaging is very similar to the Total Cleanser in that you just twist, squeeze and apply. You don't need to use cotton pads for this. As with most toners, you would kind of get a cotton pad and then rub it over. I try not to use cotton pads where I can, so this kind of appeals to me. And also, once I first used this, I understood why you couldn't use this with cotton pads, and that is because it is really thick, like honey. It is thick. It's probably thicker than me, thicker than a Snicker. I'm just going to show you. So it is kind of like a gloopy kind of gel like texture. You see it's running on my skin. There's got a bit of movement. It's not completely like solid, but it is thick. So for me, it's more like a serum texture. However, I wouldn't call this a toner serum. It blends in really nicely. And it smells, apparently this smells like cherry and fig. No, it doesn't. I don't know what this smells like, but it's not, to me, it's not cherry and fig. Maybe a little bit of fig, but if I'm totally honest, I don't remember what fig smell like, so I could be totally lying. I do find that the toner serum rubs in very quickly and absorbs into the skin very, very, very well and super quickly. It doesn't leave like my skin like very dewy. It just feels like lightly moisturized by the time that it kind of absorbs into the skin. For me, this is definitely more a toner than a serum. It could be that I just tend to go for serums that are more moisturizing and a little heavier, but I find, I mean, this has been like 30 seconds after I've rubbed it in. There's a little bit of tack, which dries down probably the next like 2 minutes. But do you see, like in 30 seconds, it's got the tack and it's kind of taken that sheen out of the skin. And then in the next few minutes, this tackiness will dry down and your skin kind of feels, it feels quite soft and supple. And I think it is hydrated to an extent, but I would not rely on this as a serum. So while I have been trialing this product out, I would still go in and use my regular serum after to add a bit more moisture. That's just how I like my skin to be. But I think you could definitely get away with it if you're just starting out with using toners and serums and kind of like want to invest in your skincare routine. This could be absolutely fine, but for me, I just like to add a bit more. Like, yeah, it's not dry, but it's not dewy. It's not dewy. Apparently the toner serum is good for oil control. I can't speak to that, of course, because I've only used it for 2 weeks, but I'm kind of assuming that is due to the niacinamide in the serum. I just think that more time is required to deduce that, and I think because I use niacinamide a lot anyway, I don't know if I would see the effects, but I don't hate this. It is a nice kind of step after cleansing to add a bit of hydration, but for me, I would not solely rely on this toner serum to give me all the moisture that I would get from my usual serum. I hope it's making sense. It is lightly hydrating in my opinion, so I will continue to use other serums after using this as a toner, my toner step. And yeah, I'm not mad at this. Last but not least, and actually my favourite product, is the Fenty Skin Hydra Vizor Moisturizer with SPF. So this is apparently a 2-in-1 moisturizer and sunscreen, which initially I was kind of a bit skeptical about because, yeah, from my knowledge, there's no such thing as a 2-in-1. You can have moisturizer with SPF, or you can have like a sunscreen. So I was a bit skeptical, and to be fair, I don't think there's any way for you to test, you know, how effective it is. But I will say this, I love this. I really, really love this. First of all, the scent is different. I think all 3 products have a different fragrance. They all do have fragrance in, as I mentioned earlier, but this one apparently smells like, what's it? Desert. How do you say that word? Desert melon. What the f is desert melon, babe? Now, honey, I don't know what the f that is, but whatever it is, I like it. For me, it's very kind of, it's again sweet, but a different sweet to the Total Cleanser. I don't think that the fat water is really that sweet kind of smelling, but this is lovely, and I really, really like the texture. So it's very lightweight. It comes out a light pink. and it blends in very, very well. Now, I personally don't think it left me with a cast, but you know, I hear birdies, and a birdie told me that they had a little bit of a cast. But I think that, I mean, as the instructions say, you should put this on your skin and wait 15 minutes before going out. But have a look at that. I don't think that's left a cast. Ugh, it's really hard to my arms like this. I don't think this has really left a cast. I think with a lot of SPFs and moisturizers, sometimes if you leave them for like 5 to 10 minutes, any sort of cast that you have will disappear. But I pretty much think that this is invisible. I just really like it, and it kind of does leave that luxurious smell. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. What does it smell like? I get very light citrus notes from this, but also berries. I don't even know. I don't know, it smells like unicorns. I found that the moisturizer works very well by itself to hydrate my skin without like being oily or anything. I think the Hydra works really well with makeup. It kind of blends seamlessly. There's no kind of peeling or separation. I really do like that. The Hydra claims to target fine lines and wrinkles, dark marks, and oiliness. Now, I don't disagree with those claims at all, and that is partly because the moisturizer contains hyaluronic acid, which is a fantastic hydrator for the skin, as it can retain, I think it's 1,000 times its weight in water. And it also contains niacinamide, which is fantastic for evening skin tone, managing and kind of regulating sebum activity of the skin, and it's just a wonderful ingredient. I will never stop talking about niacinamide. If you missed me talking about those two ingredients before, go and check out my ordinary favourites video where I kind of break down what exactly those ingredients do. So in summary, I freaking love this. I am going to continue to use this Hydra, and I think because it is a moisturiser with SPF and it's claimed to be a 2-in-1, I will really continue to use this during winter, where I won't, not that I don't need to, but I'm less inclined to use my SPF 50 on my face. I would be happy and comfortable to use this SPF 30 moisturiser on a daily basis, especially because I don't think during winter we're going to be going out anywhere. Especially not me, I hibernate when it gets too cold. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts and opinions on the Fenty Skin review. I hope this wasn't too rambly. I feel like it's very discombobulated because I'm very discombobulated today, but I hope you learned something from this video and that you enjoyed it, and maybe it will kind of sway your mind on whether you want to invest in the products. I think I bought all three for £, which wasn't too much. I just obviously was really upset about how long it took to arrive, but once they did arrive, I was not really disappointed. In conclusion, I think we could have done without the fragrances. Did we really need the fragrance? I think it's made a lot of people kind of wary of investing and purchasing the products when they don't really need to worry. I think my takeaway is, don't be alarmed by fragrance. I think fragrance is in a lot of skincare products and beauty products, and we don't even realise it. So I don't think we all need to be jumping on the bandwagon unless you actually need to be wary of fragrance. Secondly, I think that the toner serum is definitely a toner. Yes, it's lightly hydrating in my opinion, but it's not hydrating enough for me. So yes, that's my thoughts on that. And with regards to the total cleanser, it's a good cleanser, it's a reliable cleanser. I just will not be using it as a be all end all cleanser for me. So if I'm using makeup, I might use it as a step 1, but I will definitely double cleanse after with a separate cleanser. And finally, with oh, that's it. So thank you for tuning into the video, guys. I hope that you gained something from this, and if not, well, thank you for watching anyway. Trying to think what I need to say. I think that's it, to be honest. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Ciao.